There was
Not,
another interesting fact from your biography that you were born at the almost like at the beginning of the social revolution in China. Did it have any
60,
like impacts?
67.
Yes.
Yeah,
Did it have any impacts
Cultural Revolution.
on your life, on your professional career, like how you see the how do you approach the problems?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of interesting that I was born in '67. The Cultural Revolution was from '66 to '76. That was the time that um, I say turmoil, the past, and and yeah, I think there was a lot of struggling. And Chairman Mao probably wanted to have more power to himself, or I don't know. He's always, whenever there's a technocrats, people who are managing economy and so on, they're coming from a more professional point of view. Maybe Chairman Mao felt like, I don't want to listen to them. I'm just going down all the way to the mass, and then talks to the mass. And then whenever farmers and workers decide what they want, he will use that to say, okay, you guys should go away. This is what my mass wants, and so it's an interesting period. Typically the Chinese society is more sort of you take education, you move up the ladder, and the governing elites. I guess most of society are like that, but that was an interesting period. I did not really experience that much because I was, obviously, when you were born, you don't know. Both my parents were college educated, and my mother is a scientist. My father is a business person. They were both college educated, and then nevertheless always emphasized education is very important. So in my first formative years of, by the time I was 10 years old, I do remember, Cultural Revolution ended, and people experienced this incredible burst of suddenly freedom. And I did witness this interesting period for 2 or 3 years where the country had, like, our household is considered medium, fairly well off kind of a family. But nevertheless, we had no refrigerator, no car, no color TV. All of that changed in 2 or 3 years.
Did you grow up in Shanghai?
I actually grew up in a city south of Shanghai.
South of Shanghai.
Yeah, I was born in Shanghai, but then my parents lived in a city about 200 kilometers south of Shanghai. Wealthy place, very well off in terms of agriculture and wine and all these kind of seafoods, but it was not a modern society. What I do think that had an impact on me, that if you can let people go free, if you can just, everybody, please, use your best creativity, use your best natured intention of making life better for everybody else, things can change really fast. It was 2 or 3 years later, every family had a big color TV, every family had a refrigerator. This all happened within my middle school. It's actually hard to imagine. Like, being American, you're born into,
you don't appreciate
yeah,
it.
you don't have it. In my
Granted.
generation of Americans, already TV happened before their parents were teenagers, and so you don't see that. But China's transformation was very, in some sense, spectacularly steep. I think it actually shows where people's like, it was bubbling just below the surface. People want to work, but system was clamping down. And when this got bursted, how can society change so fast? In 20 years, it went from, I remember when I was going to see my grandmother in Shanghai, I was living 300 kilometers. It go on a train. The train has to stop every step. It's a 6-hour journey. It's like a 1 day, right? And 10 years ago, when I went back to when I was on the high bullet train. 40 minutes later, it's done. It's amazing, like the transformation. So I think that buried in me this notion of, if you do good science, good technology, you can make people's life better. If as long as we can pursue this with the intellectual freedom and with collaboration, with people opening the ideas to everyone, and, everybody benefits from kind of a way. Hopefully, we can continue along this path.